Thank you, Lothar. So we see that the Spanish guy is doing really well. 2-1 matches, and for now he has 6 points. That's a good start for this event. What do you think? Like, can he be rather sure that he will get promotion after a good start? Is it important for a player?
I think it's going to chill him out. You know, 2 games into the 9 that you've got available, having 6 points, that puts you in a really good position. You know, you can kind of afford to. I mean, it puts pressure on some of those players who have maybe lost both of their 2 first games. So if you come up against them later on down the line, you're going to be fancying your chances. They'll be a bit nervous about how things are going for themselves, knowing that they've got to make up ground. Like, if you find yourself in the last few games and you think, I have to win these games, like a draw or a loss is not acceptable in this situation, I have to win them, and you're sitting there with, you know, some 6 or 9 points in the bag, and you're thinking, I could probably comfortably make the top 6 here, things are a bit more relaxed. You don't have to necessarily do a lot. You can let your opponent make mistakes. So they'll obviously play aggressive. They've got to make chances happen for themselves. They have to get a win here, which means that they can move forward, relax, pass the ball around, wait for an opportunity where they'll commit too many players forward, hit them on the counter and put away some goals and take away a few more points. So they're in a commanding position winning those first 2 games. Like, from now on, I think they'll just go into a relaxed mindset, knowing, you know, at this rate, probably guaranteed to get to the top 6. Not a certainty, but it's very likely that I'm going to get there, and I haven't got too much to worry about.
Of course, he cannot get too chill out, because maybe the next 2 games he will lose, and like he will think, okay, I was almost sure that I'm gonna win this tournament now, and now I have problems even to get qualified. But now I think that we'll have a great match. August Agi Rosenmeier representing Paris Saint-Germain against Nathan Sneaky Nayangan. I don't know if I pronounce it properly. Representing AS Monaco, and Agi is a double former world champion, so one of the best FIFA players in the world is here at Monaco Legia eSports Cup to show us his skill. And he said, I asked him today, what do you want to achieve? Without any hesitation, he said, I came here to win. I asked him, okay, and if you will manage to be only 2nd or 3rd? No, I want to win. I came for a win, so we will see what he can show us.
That's the mindset.
Yes, even like last week, 1 week ago, there was this champions in Paris, ESWC.
Yeah.
He won the group with ease, but then
he did, didn't he? He got 19 points or something like that.
I think 1 match was draw. The rest he won. There was like 8 players in the group, I think, if I remember correctly. But then in the first game of the playoffs, he lost against the Pole. So
round of 16.
Yeah, it was best of 2. He lost both matches, but here he came to win, and hopefully he can show us a good skill of FIFA.
Well, he's definitely got the pedigree and experience. I mean,
double world champion
for 2014, and I mean,
ESWC.
He kind of, during FIFA 15, obviously it was when a major switch as far as tournament structure came out to kind of move forward with Ultimate Team from head-to-head, and I think there are a lot of players who were so successful in head-to-head kind of struggled to transition over to Ultimate Team. Obviously it takes a little bit of time and motivation to get things right and figure out how to play. Even in some of the first few Ultimate Team tournaments, I saw people weren't really sure how to utilize, you know, the chemistry system, weren't playing teams with full chemistry. And, you know, as someone who's, I'm not a particularly great FIFA player, but playing Ultimate Team since FIFA 11, I was like, how can you not be playing your team with full chemistry here? But obviously their skill prevailed in the end, and they could play without the full chemistry, but they're kind of adapting to the game now. And Agi, it wasn't really present in FIFA 15 Ultimate Team as far as I'm aware. He started to get into it for FIFA 16, first showing in the Play Like a Legend Season 1. He didn't make it past the group stages, I don't think, and then it came to the second one, and he came second behind Epsilon Gorilla at the time. So he's really started to come into his own as far as Ultimate Team's concerned, really starting to play very, very well. And obviously he knows how to play it, and he's confident in himself this weekend, and he has got that pedigree. Obviously some of the players here haven't had that international experience, and that plays such a key role in, you know, the mindset and the success that you can have at these tournaments. You should know this, obviously, being a former pro.
However, one thing that that can be an aspect that can be easier for Sneaky to win, that Rosenmeier played regular FIFA more. Like the former tournaments that when he won, he was playing regular FIFA, not FIFA Ultimate Team. Here, you need to remember about some other aspects, like using the correct players for your style. And like you said, even if you don't have the chemistry, but you have the players that you want to use, for example, for tricks, you can have like I don't know, Neymar, Ronaldo, and give me one more.
Ben Arthur?
Yeah, for example, and even if the chemistry of the squad is not as good, is not 100, you can still perform well because you're just using their own skills. And I know one player that was using basically only tricks. He just put in the squad all in the offense players with the 5 stars of tricks, and he was just winning the games like that. And he's a well-known Polish YouTuber and former foot champion, but. I think that Agi has a big motivation here to show his skill, and he will win. He wants to win against all the players. And Sneaky, he's set, at least according to the French gaming press, to be top 4 in France. He's actually the teammate in Ypsilon of your gorilla.
My mate.
Your mate, your lad. It's interesting that Epsilon signed an agreement with AS Monaco, and they're like using the players.
Everyone thought it'd be Gorilla that was going to Monaco as well at the time, but it turned out to be Sneaky.
Maybe Gorilla is going to other team. You never know. Maybe Real Madrid or Barcelona. That would be interesting. I mean, still we've got great football teams, but still many good football teams awaits. Real Madrid, FC Barcelona, Bayern Munich.
Chelsea.
Of course. Chelsea. Sorry. I should start with Chelsea.
Should have started with that one. Yeah.
I should have. And so, in the future, it can be really great. We will see all the players representing some teams. I mean, still, there's loads of FIFA players that can be used and they can be transferred to those teams. But now let's go back. Let's go back to our virtual pitch, where soon the game Agi versus Sneaky will start. PSG against Monaco. That will be interesting because like both clubs are putting a lot of money into that, so it will be their internal challenge.
Sorry to interrupt. You said that Agi was the favourites with the bookies for this tournament.
He is like number 1. For 1 Polish zloty, you would be paid 2.75. So it's like the lowest odd. With Sneaky, there is he will be
big outsider.
Yeah, I mean he's big outsider. I don't know, maybe because the fact he didn't have any big win until now. And if you're looking on the world champion, Agi, Kinzas, Dragon was second on the FIFA Interactive World Cup. So when we look at the player who didn't have any spectacular win on an international event, the odds will not be as good. So, of course, Agi is a favorite, but I think that we can have surprises here.
Sorry, I'm just looking at what the teams are going. So Agi's gone with an interesting one. He's got Ronaldo, inform striker Ronaldo up top, with Bale and Neymar on the sides. Now, it's a fairly standard kind of front three that we've seen over the foot championships throughout the past few years. In midfield, he's gone for Vieira, Pogba, and in the middle, to link everything together, he's gone for Griezmann at CDM. A CDM Griezmann. So I don't think he's probably going to stay on the pitch.
Probably he's doing some chemistry trick, and after the initial whistle, he will do some changes.
I'm trying to think what. He must sub him off at the end, and he's purely there for chemistry reasons. Because based on this, I wouldn't be surprised if he did switch to like a 4-3-1-2, as we've seen quite a few people do so far. And putting Neymar and Ronaldo up front, maybe Bale or Bale and Ronaldo up front, sorry, and then Neymar playing just behind them, and then I don't know who he'd bring on it. Send him in, maybe Matuidi or Kante. We've seen a few times so far already. He's got Pogba and Vieira already in there. Do you need much more of a stack line? Or maybe he'll play with Griezmann. I mean, he's got Vieira who can play a big defensive role. Pogba, obviously, a box-to-box midfielder. And Griezmann just playing a bit more of an attacking role and having the freedom to move forward with those two, potentially having the defensive mindset. And then he's also got Alaba, Boateng, Rio Ferdinand, Kyle Walker and Manuel Neuer to have the back.
That's interesting. Interesting composition, especially Rio Ferdinand.
He is a monster.
Yeah, he's a legend, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just saw the stats of our players, and actually, Agi played only over 300 games in FIFA Ultimate Team, and Sneaky played over 700. So he spent at least twice as much time playing FIFA Ultimate Team, and maybe that will be the aspect that allow him to feel the game more, to feel FIFA 17 more comfortable, and he will show us.
I mean, I'd be surprised if I
play.
managed to get through 300 games in a year of FIFA, to be honest. So it's quite surprising he's managed to get through that in 2 months. But I suppose if you're playing the Foot Champions, you've got to play 40 every weekend to get the most out of it, and I imagine these players are doing just that.
I think that even the first 100 games was played in the first weekend when the game was released, because they wanted to feel the game as much as possible, learn how to use it, how to use the compositions of the players, what changes between the FIFAs like 16 and 17, and that's a very important period. Even now, 1 month after the game was released, it's hard for them to show their full scope of abilities, and I think that later on when the season of FIFA 17 will be ongoing, we will see even more better matches, lots of emotions, lots of skill on the virtual pitch.
Absolutely. Now these guys just sorting out their teams, getting themselves ready, and ready for this matchup that we're going to be having here. So
what's your bet? Because first and second match we had some odds, but I think we will come back to that after a short break, and the game will be ready. And we are back here at Legia Warsaw Stadium, where we have Modicum Legia eSports Cup 2016 held. I think that we've got some standings here ready. We will see how the guys did
Look
it
at that,
during
beautiful.
2 legs. Oh, I'm very unhappy. I see that Michał Srokosz representing Legia is on the very bottom of the league. But August, look, actually we're gonna have a great match now. The first and second players gonna play on the main stage, and David Soriano, we have confirmation he won 2 games, that even though the bookies didn't give him too much chances, and it seems that he's doing really well. Sean Allen, one draw, didn't start as good as he was expecting probably, but now August Rosenmeier representing PSG and Nathan Nayagom representing AS Monaco.
Well, I'm happy that Sean Allen's managed to win a game and draw. He's undefeated so far in the tournament. That's good enough for me, and I'm sure he's going to be happy with that regardless. Also, Kieran managing to pick up a draw, so although he suffered an unfortunate loss, he's still not out of the competition and still looking to get back in this. He's in 7th place at the moment in this early stage. Obviously, with 7 games to go, he can easily get himself back up there into the top 6 and make it into tomorrow. But it's not looking good for Schalke, Ajax and Legia Warsaw at the moment.
Unfortunately. But I see that August and Nathan, they both score a lot of goals, which proves that this game that we're gonna see now on the main stage will be really interesting. Like last game, Nathan won 4-1 against Michał representing Legia, and I see that Sean Allen won against Francisco Cruz. So after a good start, after our opening game on the main stage, maybe Francisco prefers to be in the spot of the main stage when everybody can look at him. He didn't do well, and Sean Allen got his 3 points. Benedikt Salzer 1-0 against Kuhn Weiland. So that had to be really tactical match, and he managed to give VfL Wolfsburg 3 points. And we see what happens now. I think that the 3rd and the 4th leg will be the most important, because the leaders can get advantage that they will not be able to lose basically. And if you are on the bottom of the standings, like now Michał, Cohen and team are, it will be really hard to get to the 6th place, which will promote them to the tomorrow's games, to the quarterfinals.
Just getting this game ready and set up. It should be an amazing game. Do you have any insight on who you think might be winning this? You probably know these 2 players much better than I do.
I mean, according to the paper, let's say like the history, August Rosenmeier is really good, and his favorite. He has been, like for example, in Denmark, he's unbeatable. He has been the Danish champion for 5 years in a row. Regarding Sneaky, I mean, France always had a good players, like the legend Bruce the Machine Granek. I mean, I adore this guy. He was awesome, and it's a pity that now he's just doing some YouTube videos and he stopped like his professional esport career. But also like Astank, Daxe, also representing PSG. He won the last tournament, the world champion in Paris. So France also has got some good players, and maybe he's not as rated as the top players, only because of the fact he never win a such big tournament. But for sure,
I think he came top 3 at ESW in the French ESWC, and that's probably the highlight of his placing so far in his career.
And only the top first player could qualify to the finals. I'm wondering. I mean, the start, he had really good start. 2 matches, 2 wins, 6 points. He will be. He won't be nervous for sure, and I think that can be really interesting to see, because August. I mean, how many times he has been on the main stage playing against the crowd, against the rivals, and he has a lot of experience, and that will be easy for him. This is just another tournament, but now he's not representing any like gaming team. He's representing Paris Saint-Germain, a big team that is well known across the world. And Sneaky, AS Monaco, also big challenge for him. But now when they have 2 games played, both are on the top of the standings. We will see who will be. Or maybe they will be. Sorry, there will be a draw, and they will like have 7 points. Maybe they have.
Could be.
They said,
Very
okay, hi mate, can we have a draw? It will secure us, on the top of the league. I will see. Earlier you were mentioning the cards, the players that they were using. Do you think that now we will see something strange, something unusual?
From the things I saw on Sneaky's screen, I keep trying to get a glimpse of the team he's rocking because he's flicking through all the menus so quickly. It looked like quite a standard seat. There it is. We've got Martial, Bale and Griezmann up top. It looked like Toure, Pogba, James Rodriguez in the midfield. I didn't actually see the defence. I imagine it'll be quite a standard one once we get into the game and be able to see it. But it looks very much like what everyone else has been kind of using as far as the front three. I think the front three is fairly similar to most of the teams. We've seen Martial pop up once. We've seen Griezmann pop up very regularly just because he's a very good link between the BBVA and the Premier League with all the French players that kind of cross the Premier League, and the fact that he links BBVA so well, you can put Ronaldo, Bale, Neymar, whoever you want in there into the team. So he's almost there, not necessarily because people want to play him in the team, but almost like as a way to link the team and get the best possible players on the pitch at once. And then I assume most people might drop him back to midfield. Some might even sub him off. I don't think we're going to see CDM Griezmann making much of a long stint in the team for Aga Rosemeyer, but having him play striker for someone like Sneaky, we might see him play for an extended period of time in that team. But having said that, could also drop out. And
again, tactics with 3 offensive player. It means that we're gonna play in the midfield again, no wings at all? Or is it like every player today will play only with short passes?
I think it looks like the 4-3-1-2 is becoming quite a favourite formation for these guys. We've seen it in the 2 games. We've seen 3 players bring it out, and I wouldn't be surprised to see it again. I haven't actually heard that many people saying that they like the 4-3-1-2. I quite like it. I've played with it a little bit myself in this FIFA, and it does work out very good. You've got a solid midfield to pass around, but you've also got a good attacking threat at the same time, and your standard 4 at the back. I will say that going into this, I think that it's going to be a case of who can outwit who. We've got 2 very good players going up against each other, so whoever's going to utilize their tactics better, and maybe it will come down to the selection of the players that will switch things up.
I'm looking forward for this game. So we will go to a short break, and after that we'll come back with the great game against with PSG against AS Monaco. And we are live, we are back from Monaco Legia eSports, and soon we will start the next game, AS Monaco against Paris Saint-Germain. The guys were scoring a lot of goals today, and we will see if they show the same in this match.
It's going to be an interesting one. Obviously, these two at the top of the table so far after 2 games, both putting on amazing displays in their 2 games, and we'll be jumping into this one. Now, we obviously touched a lot on what Mr. Rosemeyer is going to be bringing to the table as far as his team is concerned, but we're looking at Mr. Sneaky. He's playing with Martial, Bale, Griezmann, Yaya Touré, Pogba, James, Rodriguez in the midfield. This is where it gets interesting. We've got Luke Shaw at left back, Chris Smalling centre back. I believe we had Sergio Ramos at centre back. I can't actually remember who was at right back. It was DeMarcos at right back. And he's got Jack Butland in goal.
Interesting.
Now, this is where things get confusing for me, because David De Gea is the obvious choice there. He gets the strong link with Smalling, and he gets a normal link with Sergio Ramos. So I don't really know why he's gone with Butland. It must be something that he knows that other people know. Like, I've used Jack Butland before because he's in the catalogue as a loan player, and he's a good keeper, but I don't.
Hello.
But we saw what David De Gea could do for someone like Pereiro in the game against Kieran. So I'm kind of confused why he's gone for Jack Butland there, because there's absolutely no reason in my mind why you wouldn't go with David De Gea. But if it works out for him and Jack Butland's a hero, then I guess I'll eat my words. But we are underway between these 2 players who are sitting at the top, and obviously one of them wants to get a bit of ground over the rest of the 9 players in this competition that sit firmly at the top. Currently, Aggie is sitting at the top with a 1 goal difference. Let's see how this plays out and who will be separating the 2 in this affair.
For now, it looks similarly to the first game where Cruz didn't even lose the ball against Polish Sroka, but now there's a chance for Paris Saint-Germain. Rosenmeyer with the ball going to the edge of the box. Cross, and of course, 1-0. Good start, amazing start for August Rosenmeyer. And that was a stupid mistake from Monaco. He lost the ball and quick counter-attack. And we see what happened. 1-0. And now Monaco will have to go back to this match. He's changing something. Like,
I'm really surprised that the likes of Chris Smalling lost the strength battle against Neymar there. I know he's fast, but Chris Smalling should be just body shielding in front of him and winning that ball, surely.
I mean, he just muscled his way through, and that's...
But it's Neymar. Like, you look at Neymar and then you look at Chris Smalling, you think, I don't think that's a muscle matchup that Neymar's likely to win 9 times out of 10, but maybe this is that one occasion where he just managed to do it.
Do you think that De Gea would save that situation?
I don't think Superman would save that situation, to be honest. Not a sweaty cross of the box, to be honest. It's pretty much a guaranteed goal at that point. But Rosemeyer obviously come out with an agenda about himself, and he's done certainly that, putting himself 1-0 up in this game and looking to make it 2 as he pushes forward here. The ball goes forward, and Griezmann's actually stayed on the pitch here, I think. So that CDM Griezmann is definitely something that he's going to be sticking with, or maybe he just doesn't feel the need to actually make a abrupt change. But we did say if he does keep him on, he has got the likes of Pogba and Vieira sitting in the midfield to drop back for him, so Griezmann does have that free license to play almost as a centre attacking midfielder as he goes forward.
I'm watching at PSG. I mean, I love the positioning of the players. I mean, they are in each part of the pitch, and they are blocking any possibility. Earlier we saw that PSG tried to do some offside traps. He was expecting a long cross. I mean, August is playing really well in defense, and it will be really hard for Monaco, for Nathan Sneaky to even give a try to have an attempt on the goal of Paris Saint-Germain. But we will see what happens now. Cristiano Ronaldo stopped by DeMarcos. That was unexpected. And Monaco takes the ball, and now Sneaky needs to do something. We will see if he changes the pace of the game, or he will just try to do some quick passes. And now again in the middle he lost the ball, and there is a chance for PSG for a counter-attack, but it didn't work out this time. Still, he needs to watch out. Sneaky needs to watch out for such mistakes. If you leave Ronaldo with some space, he can use it and he can create something dangerous. Now look, 2, 3, 4 players of PSG was ready to quick counter Monaco, but again they didn't do well. But we see that both players are making some mistakes, and the possession is changed like each minute.
Here comes Cristiano Ronaldo burning through the defence of Sneaky. Goes for an early shot. Maybe should have looked to play that to the back post. And Sneaky's going to get away with it, looking to exploit this flank.
But I think that Monaco player Sneaky knew that he will pass. It was like play of chess. He saw that he wanted to pass.
Post, yeah.
Then he blocked that, so Ronaldo had to try to score a goal, and that was a good defense play from Monaco, from Sneaky. But August, of course, could behave much better. Maybe now chance for Martial. Good through ball. Oh! He hits the post. He's unlucky. A few centimeters, and that would be an equalizer.
Very unlucky there. Aggie lives to fight another day. Zalaba's moving up this left-hand side. It is going to be Martial who takes that one off him. Dispossessed. Yaya Toure holding the ball up in the middle of the midfield. Marcos plays Martial, who finds Griezmann sitting at the top of the key. But Aggie gets a hold of that one, and he's going to look to quickly counter-attack. Does find Gareth Bale, who's got space to move into. Has he got the support from his fellow teammates? It falls to Vieira. Vieira's going to go for the first time shot, and it goes sailing over the bar. But it did take a deflection en route, and it is a corner.
And now chance from the corner. No, Butland this time without any problems. But I see that Walker is injured. I don't know if he will make some substitutions. I mean, I love the through ball that he managed to sneak between the defenders of Paris Saint-Germain, but disposed very unlucky. But it proves that Sneaky can play well, can make danger under the goal of Paris Saint-Germain, and August needs to watch out on his backs. Now again, mistake from Monaco. Cristiano Ronaldo, what he will do? Antoine Griezmann with the ball. Nice pass to Neymar. Gareth Bale, and that will be goal. Superbe! Paris Saint-Germain. August Rosenmeier, that was great. Smart play, intelligence on the pitch, he saw everything. Normally, some amateur players would just try to score, attempt on goal, and he saw that Neymar is in a great position. Nice, nice. Even if he, sorry, I will disturb you. Even if he didn't manage to put the ball in the goal, that would be a penalty because there was a foul. So great play for August Rosenmeier.
Beautiful architecture there from the Dane. As he makes this 2-0, we're expecting goals in this matchup. I don't think we expected it to be so one-sided. Obviously, Aggie sticking with that 4-3-3, and it's working out so well for him. Gareth Bale finds his way through, goes for the drilled shot across the keeper. Jack Butland gets a strong hand to it, and I don't think it mattered whether you had Jack Butland or David De Gea in goal. No one was going to save either of those two chances that have converted into goals. And Aggie looking firmly in control. Maybe it's time for the man that represents Monaco, Sneaky, to change things up a bit as far as tactics go. I know he loves the 4-3-3. It was said to be his favourite formation. But it's not working out too well for him right now, as PSG are in a commanding lead.
But I see that Rosenmeier sees everything on the pitch. He passes the ball where he wants, basically, because all the players of PSG are there. And now, great situation.
I was going to say.
Offside. But come on, he plays so well. He sees a lot of possibilities to pass, and the through balls are great. For now, Rosenmeier proves that he is the big favorite of this tournament. I mean, today he said, "Yes, I'm going to win," and he proves us right. I mean, he's in a very top form.
Interesting. We're seeing the 4-3-2-1 come back out. The original formation he started with. It looks like he's going to make a few instruction changes. Is he going to make a substitution? Pogba going out wide, Toure sitting in the middle. I don't think we've seen a substitution though.
That was the sub in PSG.
We do have Aggie with a substitution. It looks like Renato Sanchez is going to be making his appearance. Who came off? It was in fact Antoine Griezmann. So the CDM Griezmann not really going to make the full 90 minutes of this game, but it's probably a logical substitution at this stage. He's got the 2-0 lead, doesn't really need to be that forceful in the attack, he can probably make things happen for himself, because Sneaky will have to look to push back and get a couple goals, which will exploit some space in behind for Aggie to potentially get a third goal.
But what I liked, he knows what he's doing. He changed the tactical settings so fast. The tactics, has to be his some plan to come back to this game. But he needs to be secured in the back. Alaba next to the box, and DeMarcos fault him. We'll see if PSG will do some tricky free kick or just cross the ball to the box.
Neymar with the in-swing. Finds a header, but it's easily caught by Jack Butland.
Butland, great save. Great save for Butland.
Phenomenal choice in goalkeeper.
Amazing player. And now Monaco again, Yaya Touré in the middle. DeMarcos, maybe he will try to play it wider now, because he sees that in the center of the pitch, PSG has basically control over everything.
I feel like he's rushing his passes as well. I think he knows he's got to get something going for himself. If he can get one goal, he's pretty much back into the game, and that could easily start a shift in his favour. But he's rushing these passes a lot, and none of them are really working out. Whereas you see Aggie just cool and calm. Look, even when he's playing a more complicated ball, he knows exactly where it's going. He knows how much power and what position to put it in. So I think Sneaky just needs to chill out a little bit, relax.
On the other side, maybe he knows that Aggie is so experienced player that he's gonna kill the time, and it will be really hard for him to actually get some attempt to score the goal.
So maybe it's a case of the faster he plays, the less time Aggie's got to think and react to it. So if he can get some quick passes off, he's got no hope or any chance of being able to stop him, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, also he's still not doing any offensive like in match tactics. The game. His players are still not very far from his penalty box, so he can still change something, and at some point he will have to, because it's already 60 minutes of the game and only 30 virtual minutes left to score 2 goals, not even 1.
Ball not really out of the danger zone. Sneaky does find a drill pass out, but it's intercepted by Aga Rosemeyer. Neymar on the ball, fake shot inside, Chris Smalling out muscling him on this occasion. Unfortunately, why couldn't he do that for the first goal? But I digress. Here comes Sneaky now, pushing forward from right to left. Very quick passing, finding their men this time, as Aggie is struggling to get hold of the ball, and Sneaky just slowly advancing forward. Has he got the opportunity? He does find Anthony Martial, who tries to go across the keeper, but great save there from Aggie. And he looks to counter-attack on this occasion.
That was unlucky. I actually liked how Rosemeyer defended. He didn't attack the ball, he was just waiting to cut the pass. In the end, the through ball got inside the box, the penalty box, but the attempt wasn't as good as he expected. And still 2-0 for Paris Saint-Germain. And now Gareth Bale on side of Rosemeyer. He's near to the box, cross, and Neymar.
Good idea. Get that cross in early. Could potentially find a dark blue shirt. Lays it back to Vieira. Gareth Bale pulls on the outside, goes for the near post. Might have worked in FIFA 16, but not this year. And it goes high and wide.
Legia Warsaw Stadium saw a great goal from Gareth Bale a few days ago, but now he didn't mean the volley, and that was superb in the first minute. But now Bale didn't manage to score another one on our virtual pitch. But now Ronaldo to Vieira. He's still trying to score more goals. I mean, he could just defend, wait for any mistake from Monaco, but he is in the offense, and that proves that he is really champion. He will do everything to show the highest skill and win this tournament.
I did say at the start of this, it's about who's got the better defense, whereas some of the other FIFAs, it's more about your attacking style.
Neymar! That was very close.
And it looks like Aggie's found the way to defend, as well as put on an extremely strong showing as far as the attack goes. I'm interested to see how Sean Allen might play out in this tournament, because he prides himself on his attacking power. The problem is, he admits himself he's not very good at defending. So he's definitely one of those players who has the knack for scoring a lot of goals and usually winning games by outscoring against his opponent. So it looks like Aggie's definitely found a complete style in his gameplay to be able to attack aggressively, keep getting goals, as well as having a solid defensive display. He hasn't had too much to deal with, to be honest.
Regarding Sean Allen, I remember that when we're gonna see the game West Ham versus Schalke, if he's so offensive player later today. But now, let's see, still only 7 minutes remaining of this game. Monaco versus Paris Saint-Germain. August Rosenmeier against Nathan Sneaky. Again, I don't know if I pronounce it properly, but I think that Rosenmeier is too experienced player to just even give him 1 point. I mean, he's got
it's the 83rd minute. I wouldn't be surprised if Aggie made a couple of substitutions. It looks like Neymar's a little bit tired. Just get a few players on with a bit more legs to see out these last 10 minutes. Martial has come on in place of Neymar, in fact. And it looks like it's going to be a very tense last few minutes. The Sneaky's desperately trying to get hold of the ball, and Aggie is quite happy to just toy with his emotions and hold on to it for as long as possible.
Maybe now at least one goal, maybe this one scored goal can change something in the later game when the standings are really close. But now I think that Rosenmeier just wants this game to be killed, to be finished, to hear the final whistle and be the. I think only he will have 9 points, right? If I'm right.
Yep.
James Rodriguez, yeah, Touré, Sneaky cannot do anything now. And Rosenmeier, last chance for third goal. Martial. That will be end of this game. Last whistles should be really soon. Ref, come on. Can we finish that? Okay, we hear the last whistle, so GG for August Aggie Rosenmeier. So internal French game, Monaco lost. I think that the Sheikhs won't be happy back in Monaco, but we'll see what Rosenmeier can show us later in a few seconds. We will have the interview with the winner. 3 games, 3 wins, a really good streak for now.
Well, you can pretty much at this stage say he's qualified in the top 6. There's not really much more he has to do out of the 9 games he's got to play. He's done a third of them already, got maximum amount of points out of it. I would say maybe he needs another victory and a draw possibly to say he's guaranteed top 6. He's likely to go through top of the group though.
Yeah, remember that he wants to finish top 2 to be promoted directly to the semi-finals, because places 3 to 6 they will play each other in the quarter-finals. So it's very important for them to finish in the top 2, which allows them to be sure that they will finish at least top 4 in the tournament, and there will be just a small step to the top 3, which is paid money for the prize. Obviously there's pride, there is like cheering, but money is also an important aspect of the tournament, especially if some of them came from really far, come on, from Portugal, from Lisbon.
UK is pretty far from here. Compared to those other ones.
Overseas, right? Come on, now when you have planes, you can travel really fast. I mean, it's a pity that there is one guy from the US. I think there's one US team that has a football eSport player. He could come to Poland, to Europe from the US. That would be a long travel. But for now, we see that Rosenmeier should be... Yes, August is ready for the interview, so I give it back to Lothar.
Thank you very much. We're back. We're here with Augustus. Congratulations. You're the only person with 9 points right now in the group, so it has to feel great, right?
It feels quite great. Of course, a good start with a lot of goals, and I only conceded 1, so that's good. But there's many games left, so I have to stay focused.
Oh, definitely. I mean, 6 more matches today for you, so that's a lot, actually. But what I wanted to ask, you're the one of the favorites of this tournament, and you have this strategy that you just press your opponent almost every single time. Is that something that you always do?
Well, I've been to a tournament at home ground last week where I played a bit different. I played more defensively without taking too much risk, but I think this game style is more pressuring and allows me to get more chances. So I said to myself, I will try to test this strategy out today and see how it goes, and so far it went great.
Okay, well, this is actually it was a unique match. We had 3 matches on the stage, and every single one was feeling very different. This one was fast-paced from both sides. Even though your opponent was losing 0-2, he was still shooting really fast passes, while you were doing the same. So it was a very enjoyable to watch. But I wanted to ask, does it feel different when it comes to playing, the previous FIFA and this FIFA? Is something like is a difference in the strategy?
Yes, you can play more controlled in this FIFA version, I think, than the last one. You can play more possession. You can keep the ball better because the players' technique and ball feeling is much better this year. So it allows you to play the FIFA 17 the exact way you want to. Comparing to last year's version, it was more like only one style which worked in the game. So that's really good from EA.
I mean, that sounds like they increased the skill ceiling when it comes to that, so you have to be happy, right? Every single pro player that's good at the game has to be happy because they have more options to actually play the game, right?
Yes, it's very enjoyable for all of us, and from my own personal opinion, it's a relief finally to be able to make maybe a combination of fast countering attacks and then sometimes just keep the ball and take the temperature of the game.
Oh, that is awesome to hear. Anyway, I won't keep you because you have still 6 more matches to play. So, GG, 3-0. I mean, in the groups, 9 points. That's a perfect score, and good luck in your next matches, man.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. And now we'll just go to the casters and prepare for the next match.